is all about how we are 5xing and 10xing our AI agents results in grabbing busy agents or agents that are just having conversations or agents that aren't booking enough and turning them into revenue producing agents. And we're doing that with a combination of Closebot as our platform, Real Wave, and some really smart strategic frameworks that we're going to be sharing with you guys today. So let's go here. But as we're going in, we started asking about some of the challenges that you guys are facing with your agents. And I'm just curious, as I go through this, I'm curious, how many of you guys are wondering or even worried about what your AI agents are really saying to your prospects? I don't know how many conversations that you guys are having. Anyone worry about that at all? And if you do, just type in yes for me because, oh, Cody says not really. He's got super confidence. Al says yes, absolutely. Josh says yes. David, sometimes, yeah, because
Yeah, I think it really depends on how long they've been in production. People that have just rolled stuff out, and even like the first couple months can be kind of nerve-wracking.
it can. I mean, some of us, and I've gotten to speak to a lot of folks in the community, some of us are losing sleep at night worried about it because we're having big money conversations for big clients, right? For example, the other day I was speaking to someone and they mentioned to me, like, Rafa, I had the AI agent speaking, and then he said, sorry, I can't speak right now. My wife passed away last week. And the AI agent responded, great, congratulations. Would you like to schedule a call with us tomorrow? It was so I don't know if any of you guys worry about that and what that could mean to your brand, that could mean to the conversations that we're having. Because at the end of the day, the big question is, can AI make mistakes? Right? Yeah, Josh says ouch on that one. Absolutely, 100%. And guys, if you're Al says for sure, if you haven't become aware of this, AI is fallible. It can make mistakes. Now, Bryce and the Closebot team have built an incredible platform for us that has a ton of guardrails that a lot of the other agents out there don't have. But at the end of the day, it's still running on AI. And this AI, we are unleashing them on our prospects, on our clients. In It's fallible, right? So, for example, a support chatbot at Air Canada incorrectly told customers they could get the special bereavement fare discount retroactively, and then they were found liable for that, right? That cost that company a ton of money. Another agents for a DPD started temporarily swearing at the people. It just got upset and started swearing at folks. Can you believe that? Can you imagine if that would happen on one of your agents? Now, I know that this is some extreme examples, and we are greatly protected from that on these platforms, but these mistakes still happen. They're logical. They're not just AI agents. They're also logical mistakes of how we are setting up these automations. One that I think was pretty famous, I think everyone heard about, was that chatbot for that dealership at Chevrolet that sold a $50,000 Tahoe for $1, right? Creating a legally binding offer in their eyes, right? That's a big hit, right? Fred says that Claude cost me the other day. Yeah, things happen. Josh said my butt cussing would just be giving it back to my contractor clients. Guys, listen, the truth is that AI can make mistakes. And we've learned this the hard way. And probably a lot of you guys that do have agents and productions have learned this the hard way. As I was mentioning, Closebot gave us the platform of our dreams, especially for us agency folks that are out here, or folks that have been doing this for a long time. Listen, I couldn't have dreamed of being able to do what we're doing with Closebot a couple of years ago, right? It gave us a platform to do it. But even though we were able to build conversational agents really quickly and do it with some great logic, the challenge still stands. It's not just creating a parrot that's talking, it's how do we actually turn these agents into agents that are selling into our process, right? So that challenge, we still found it every day. Another challenge that we didn't expect to find, and Bryce, this is your fault for making our agents so successful, and that is that the more successful the agents became, the harder they were to manage because there's just more conversations to keep an eye on, right? We were actually, I've been doing this, and Ofer and I've been doing this for the last couple of years, and we've been on a process where we were manually reviewing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of conversations, looking for where there might be logical breaks or where the conversation breaks. I'm curious, does anyone else out there like that, like us? Like we have to audit, we have to see what's going on. Our names are attached to these agents. Anyone else spending time doing that? Yep. Cody says, yep, every day. We review a lot. Joseph says, not yet. Yep. And you know what? Like Bryce said earlier, the more you start going into production, the more you're going to see this. Joey Brown says, me. Listen, they're like little employees that need management along the way. And the challenge is that all of a sudden these little employees are doing things that regular employees could never, ever do, right? Because now they're having thousands of conversations at a time. And what was happening for us is that we had no clear way to identify what the good, the bad, and the ugly was happening with our agents, right? Even our best agents, we knew had problems. Not because they weren't performing, they were performing, right? But how do we get them to perform 10% better, 30% better? What does that mean for our ROI or for our clients' ROIs, right? A lot of the opportunity is hidden in success because even in our success, we knew there were things that we were missing. Not only that, our clients then would be nitpicking conversations. I don't know if anyone's ever had a client complain about an AI conversation, be like, hey, they gave it the wrong information or gave it the wrong phone number or it didn't say things that we wanted to say. Anyone experience that? Martin first is always, yeah, every day, says Cody, right? And the worst part is when they catch it before us. Oh my God, that is just like the biggest heartache for me because I don't want my clients texting me because they have my phone number. If they need me, they can text me 24 hours a day. And I hate getting that 8:30 p.m. text going, the AI agent dropped the ball or the AI agent did something stupid. And the truth was that oftentimes it wasn't the AI agent. Oftentimes it was the logic they gave us or the training that they gave us to give it, right? Uh, and then the hardest part is that as we then are jumping in some of these bigger agents, like we have one agent that just this year alone in 2024, no, we're in 2025 now, right? Yeah, that's right. Just this year alone in 2025, we've passed the $1.5 million worth of sales on this one AI agent. And the amount of conversations that it's had to have is incredible. And so when me and this team, it's an awesome team. They have a strong offer. They know what they're doing, and they want to optimize. But then we start optimizing from our gut. And what happens is that we start thinking that we're fixing one part of it, and then another part breaks, or we fix something and the performance in our KPIs changes. Guys, all of this comes along with hours and hours of painful manual auditing for these agents in the process. I know that you guys already raised your hands. For those of you guys that care about the results that you're generating, you know that you have that we've been doing this, that we have to do this, right? And at the end of the day, we knew that our agents were still leaving money on the table. And that's the part that a lot of us miss when it comes to these AI agents. These aren't chatbots. This is not some other fancy technology. These agents are here to increase revenue, right? Or that's our mantra. Anyways, we want like the way that we present our agents, the way that we build our agents is to generate revenue. And if at any time, even the ones that are successful, they're definitely leaving money on the table. Because at the end of the day, the reality is that in all of our conversations, there's what I like to call the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't know if anyone's old enough to remember that that old cowboy movie, that Western, but it's true because when we launch our agents, I don't know if you remember launching your first agent, just that feeling of it, that ecstatic feeling. Like I was like, oh my God, look at what this thing is doing. It's having incredible conversations. It's answering questions. It's booking appointments for us. oh my God, I built this in just a few hours worth of work. I mean, like it's overwhelming the amount of good. But I'm here to warn you, the good can blind you because the real money it's not just in the it's not in the good, while the good is making us money. The real money is in the bad and the ugly, right? The bad, where where and how are conversations stalling? Are they stalling because of technology bleeps or because OpenAI went down or we didn't have the right backup? Or are they stalling because of our conversation flow, the logic behind our objectives? What's making it fall apart? Because at the end of the day, we know that in these sales conversations, we're moving them from one objective to the other. And at any moment it stalls, it's bad, right? And then last but not least, the ugly. Because in the ugly, man, I love the ugly. And for many of us, we're scared to look at the ugly. We love to look at the good. We love to stay at the good area. But the ugly, man, this is where the big dollar signs are at all the time because it's in the broken logic. Are we thinking about this correctly? Is this conversation driving people to the logical outcome that we want them to get to? What is the score of the conversations that we're having? Guys, these are all things that we've had to do manually over all of this time to be able to identify these things because when we start identifying on these, then the results are absolutely incredible because you have the opportunity, right? And this is the big call to action for everyone today. That your call to adventure today is turning your busy agents into profitable agents. Because most of us are stuck looking at this from, all right, did the bot reply? How long did the bot reply it take to reply? Or how many appointments did it book? You know, how many conversations is it having, right? These are kind of the major metrics that we've been looking at. But these aren't the only metrics or the ones that we really need to focus on the most to identify to be able to turn this into really profitable endeavors for ourselves and our clients, right? What's actually happening? What revenue is being generated for these agents? What's happening on these phone calls? Are these people showing up prepared? What's our show up rate? How is this affecting our ad spend? Guys, this is the biggest area for money because little percentages, little movements can have an incredible effect on the return of investment for us and our clients and our ad spend. And as I mentioned, not just having conversations, but having really high end quality conversations. Are they portraying our brand correctly? Are they giving all the information correctly that we want them to do? Are they pre-framing the conversations to generate hungry, ready to buy prospects for either our offers or for our sales agents? Bryce, offer, how am I doing so far? Does all this make sense for y'all? Yeah, yeah. And so this is how we discovered it. And Ofer, I want you to jump in here a little bit on this on this little case study because, guys, while we've been doing it manually all this time, imagine what happens when you have a big giant client that you have 20 plus thousand conversations that you're trying to retroactive figure out, right? If you have any experience doing this right now, this your head's probably going, what? No, no, let's not do that. I know, Ofer, you were feeling like that, weren't you?
Yeah, basically, sometimes our clients get to us when they gave up all other reasonable, solution and just like, okay, help us, And this is one of those clients, very successful Closebot user, with more than 20,000 conversation a month over a year, and they've been experiencing a drop in their booking rate. Um, and they didn't know why. There's so many long conversations over time, multiple bots involved, and it was a small agency. They just, were successful very quickly, and they just didn't know even how to start. And we were asked to help them figuring it out. And then we know how to analyze a conversation, right? You can go in, you can look at the conversation, you can look at the bot, and you can use ChatGPT and write a summary and figure out, okay, this conversation stalled because we didn't follow up, or maybe the prompting wasn't. But how do you do that for so many? And then we thought, hey, why do we have AI for? Why don't we design an agent that audits an agent performance, right? That looks at the conversation, that looks at the bot, that looks at their GHL account, that looks at the tags, that looks at what people wrote, look at everything around the conversation and analyzes it. And we designed an agent like that and ran it over a few conversations, optimized it with them until we got to a very good um, technical ability to look at the whole thing. And then we applied some of our methodology of scorecarding, which is basically assigning a score or a weight to each one of those perspectives inside the conversation. And the audit agent was born. It was able to look at the conversation at the contact and tell you exactly what went wrong and why. And this was just the first step towards automating it and making it run over your entire conversation, your entire history, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of conversation, and tapping into our business intelligence capabilities to not only look at one, but look at it in an aggregated level. Look at the trends, have a 30,000 foot high view of your information and being able to make sense of it. And this was just the beginning, what we did 6 months ago to today. We're going to show you where we got to today.
Ofer, I love one of the things that really grabbed me about this slide is all of the things that are actually happening and involved with a successful agent. Because Closebot is one important Lego piece in this whole thing. You mentioned here in the slides, it's not just Closebot and the bots. How are humans interacting with it? Where might the humans be making errors in the process? What about our GHL workflows? I mean, how many workflows do you guys have running to support these agents, right? Could it be breaking somewhere in there? There's so much that's taking place in this process. And like Ofer just said, that was our huge aha moment. That was the aha moment that we had that, listen, we've been able to get away painfully doing this manually, but it's impossible to do this for over a year history. Over 20, like so 20,000 a month for 12 months, that's a lot. What's that, 240,000 messages or conversations that need to be audited? And that's right, Ofer. That's when you had the brilliant idea, hey, we're in AI. Let's start using the AI to do this. And guys, the results, it's amazing when you take this approach, right? So here's just some examples of screenshots of some of the things that we're doing with our Closebot agents. Here's some examples of the amount of bookings that our Closebot AI agents are able to have. And this was a process of ongoing optimization. The more that we dived into the process, the more we streamlined the conversations, the greater the results. You can see the progressively greater results that took place here for this agent, peaking out here at 3,000 plus appointments a month, which is just mind-blowing, exciting that this can happen. Here's another quick AI or case study that we're really proud of, where AI is selling with humans, right? We were following up on dead leads. We were following up on kind of reactivating dead leads to book them with back to humans. And then what we were able to do with these 2,500 dead leads, we were able to get 570 of them to respond and to engage with our follow-up agents. But at the moment we got them responded, 76% of them booked, right? 438% of them booked appointments with our salespeople. We had a well over 60% show-up rate. In that process, it's closer to 70%. And the net was an additional $111,000 cash in hand that the salespeople were able to pull out of their lists through re-engagement with Closebot after optimizing and being able to have an optimizer's mindset through the conversations. One last little case study that we're really proud of is AI selling without humans. Any of you guys doing that already? How many of y'all are using AI agents to sell but without humans, without having to book appointments and actually doing all of the selling? I'm really curious. because in this one we had another after event follow-up agent. These are all of the attendee non-buyers to an event, so quote unquote what people would consider their dead leads, right? But for those that know, money is in the follow-up. Man, I can't remember. I think it was Brent Attaway that said "fu money," man. We are always going for the fu money, which is follow-up money, not what you might think it is. And in this case, we had 31% response rate on a re-engagement campaign. For those of you guys who are doing this, you know that these are really solid numbers. Out of those 31% responded, 29% completed the conversation, and the AI agent made them an offer. Like said, yes, you are a good fit for this. We still have a few spots available. Click here to join. And in this case, it generated $47,000 cash in hand plus 15,000 MRR, monthly recurring revenue, all without humans, saving about 2,400 hours, human hours saved. And I skipped that on this other one too. This one had 789 human hours saved. When you guys think of the value you're providing to your clients to try to follow up and squeeze money out of lists that have thousands of people, you need to do the calculation and realize how many hours you're saving. And guys, these are results that we're able to generate over time from painstakingly following this approach that we're going to be going through today, the framework that we're going to be teaching. Because today, it's all about transforming your agents from busy to profitable, right? That's our big promise. And Ofer and I are going to go through the process of optimizing our existing agents, how it is that you can begin to achieve predictable results. That's the most important thing. Like I know now, when I'm talking to someone, I can estimate really quickly based off of their funnel and the leads in their database what kind of response rates and what kind of results we're going to get, because we've been optimizing this and tracking this, and it makes a huge difference in being able to unlock the true profitability of your AI agents. As I mentioned, I mean, like our customers depend on us to unlock the profitability in their lists. And Ofer today is going to walk us through his proven framework, actionable framework that you guys are going to be able to get today. Plus, we have some bonuses for all of you guys to stay to the end with some of Ofer's tools, RealWave, to be able to unlock this power. Okay. But I know that some of you guys might not know who Ofer is. Ofer, before you introduce yourself, I just want to say how honored I am that Bryce invited us to do this presentation, because Ofer is one of the smartest individuals in the Closebot community that I've gotten to meet, and there's a lot of smart people here, right? This is not a super newbie beginner community. There's a lot of smart automators in here, and the partnership and collaborations that I've been able to do with Ofer have been absolutely mind-blowing. So Ofer, man, it's an honor to be here with you today. And if you could just tell us a little bit more about yourself for those of you, those here that don't know you.
Yeah, I'm not downplaying anyone else for sure. He is the smartest one in the Closebot community, and that's okay.
I'm humbled and honored to be here, and happy to be able to share all those cool um, uh, solutions and technologies with everybody. And yeah, I'm a computer geek doing it forever. Serial entrepreneur. It's not my first show, and most of my career, my first 20 years of my career were I had a business intelligence company. Business intelligence is the process of converting a lot of data into insight, into knowledge, into actionable insights. And I did it for companies like the Coca-Cola Group. Imagine building a system for the CEO of Coca-Cola, and his requirement is, hey, Ofer, I want you to build me the two-click approach dashboard. It's like, what is the two-click approach dashboard? One click, I open the dashboard in the morning and it tells me everything I need to know about my business and what I need to do today. Second click, I close it and I go to work, right? So that's the story. This is where I'm coming from. And the last few years, we pivoted to AI. because this is where the future is. This is where I got to know Closebot and the community. I fell in love and joined the community and started offering our clients the Closebot and GHL solution, and it was really amazing experience.
Yeah, brother. We're so happy to have you as part of this community, and for you being so generous to share with us today this really powerful information. For those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Rafael Zabala, but all my friends call me Rafa for short. And I'm a super nerd as well. Like this is my passion, getting to hang out with people like Bryce, like Uffer, like all of you guys on the phone call today. It's been my dream. I've been doing this for I'm afraid to say how many years now. 25 plus years. I've earned my gray. It's happening. And I really have focused more on the marketing and sales side of stuff. How do we use automation to sell, right? In that time period and process, I've been fortunate enough to win the 2CCX $10 million award from ClickFunnels for one of our funnels breaking over $10 million. I've also won the 2Comma Award for one of our funnels breaking the $1 million award or mark. I've also won the High Level SaaSpreneur Award for and we were the first class to win that SaaSpreneur Award for the innovations and things that we're doing with High Level. And I'm sure there's some SaaSpreneur Award winners on the call today as well. But I share all this with you because, like I said, I'm one of those people that's lucky enough to get to do what I love every day. I get to wake up every morning and do what I love. And I couldn't be more grateful for that. I couldn't be more grateful for the folks that are providing us the tools to be able to do what we love. So again, thank you, Bryce, as well as the high level community. All of these things that we're talking about today, we're getting to build on top of the shoulders of giants. So, I mean, it's incredible. So we're going to start diving into really how do you get these results, right? Like, so how many of you guys are interested in finding out how to go through the framework to unlock the profitability of your agents? And if you're still with me, please type in
I'm ready.
yes. Yeah, Kristen, thank you. Again, this is 100% live. Your participation is the reason why we're here. Martin says, let's go. I love that. We say LGF on almost everything. Oh no, LFG on almost everything. I won't say that out loud but yes, awesome. So today what we're going to do is we're about to dive into this audit framework because we're going to go into the exact steps that we're taking to unlock the profitability in our workflows. And it's not just the AI agents. You guys just saw that. It's the AI agents, it's the humans, it's the copy, it's the high-level automations that are taking place. There's so many cooks in the kitchen, for lack of a better word. And then we're going to dive into the actual AI audit agent and demo for you guys this technology so you can see how you can just a few clicks with the two-click man himself, Ofer, on how we're being able to connect this tech to all of these workflows and be able to see where the bottlenecks are, where we can unleash the revenue in our workflows, and the dashboards and case studies that we've been building on it. And last but not least, how you can implement this into your stack today. Because I know that if you're on this phone call, you care about this. If you're on Closebot, all of you agency folks, this is probably one of the most important things that you guys are thinking about every day. How do we make our agents better? How do we better communicate to our clients the success and results that are taking place? How can we together identify where the problems are so that we can fix them together, right? And have a collaborative relationship instead of sometimes a conflicting relationship, which can happen between us and our clients or us and our sales team and so forth. And like I said, for everyone that's staying to the end, we do have some incredible bonuses. You're going to get this framework that Ofer is going to be going through. So you don't have to be worried about taking notes right now. Ofer's going to run through them, but everyone that stays is going to get a PDF of all of this, plus one of our Real Wave tools that is providing, we call it the AI Agent Health Check tool that allows you to begin to test and see the health of your agents today. So this is going to be really super exciting. And with that said, Ofer, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm going to keep driving for us until we go for the demo, Ofer. So you just let me know when you're ready to change the slide and take it away, brother.
All right, let's do it. So yeah, today we wanted to share with you um, our methodology, the state of mind we're at when we tackle this problem or challenge. And we developed a framework that helps us and our clients be always up to date. I believe that it's impossible to manage something that you're not able to measure, right? Let's let that seep through our brains. You can't manage what you can't measure, right? If you want to manage something, you want to manage your bank account, you need to be able to measure how much you're spending, right? You want to manage your weight or your health, you need to be able to measure what you're eating, what you're doing. You want to measure your employees, you need to be able to measure their output or throughput. And it's the same with an AI operation. So first of all, you need to be able to measure. And to measure something, you need to decide what is it that you're measuring. And then, so first of all, you need to have a definition of what you're measuring, and how does success look like. The next thing you need to do is to actually look at the data, at the conversation, at the workflows, and to be able to analyze them according to the measurement framework that you set up. You need to be able to label the results according to how you want to analyze them eventually. Um, when you have that, you can start mapping where things broke or what went wrong or what went great. And when you have that mapped, then you can go ahead and look at how to improve and design something better. If we go to the next slide, um, we can see that a lot of time people are looking at, sorry, I'm just moving some windows here because I'm not sharing my screen. Okay, better. So a lot of time people are looking at the basics just because it's the most easily available. Like how many replies did we get? How many appointments did we get? And maybe some performance time. It's responding within, 5 seconds, so we're all set. But what we're talking about is measuring the results. How did we convert, and convert to what exactly? You can convert leads to many different states, right? They could be cold lead and then a follow-up lead, a medium lead, hot lead, maybe for something else, maybe a referral lead. How do we measure that? And do we want to measure how many people actually showed up to the meeting? Yes, because AI is not only scheduling the meeting, it should be also following up and reminding and maybe texting them. And so did we actually get those meetings? Did we actually follow up those meetings? And how, and then another thing that it's very hard to measure, but you need to be measured. What is the quality of the conversation? You know yourself when you open a conversation and you see it, you know immediately, oh my God, Closebot nailed it. And you smile and you see it came up with something novel and you share it with the group because it's so cool. And most of them are like that. And in some you open and just like, ouch. You understand why, because yeah, I could have prompted it this, and you understand what the solution should be, but you just randomly saved one conversation, right? Um, and then last but not least, what is bottleneck? What does it mean and how do you improve it? And if we go to the next slide, we can see that the next challenge is how to collect and sample real conversation. How do you know, how do you train your bot on good conversation, bad conversation, conversations that didn't go well, one that are medicore? So collecting those conversations, again, Closebot plus what communicated with the actual agent, maybe indirectly. Maybe some of your workflows send reach out messages. Maybe the problem was there, right? So we need to understand the complete scope and take a look at conversation. We recommend at least 30 to 60 days in depth. 1 week is not enough. There are some monthly trends. So 60 days give you a good start. And of course, we can load unlimited amount of conversation, but that's like the minimum that usually helps us to see trends. Going to the next slide, uh, we'll see that the next phase is the labeling stage. After we have 30 or 60 days worth of conversations and we're able to analyze each one of them according to the taxonomy or uh, methodology we came up with, we usually put them into 3 buckets. Good conversations, bad conversation. Bad conversation, by the way, it means something that humans should have taken over or a completely embarrassing problem. Um, and ugly, these are the things that could cost us money. Um, off-brand replies, we lost a customer because of the conversation. And being able to categorize them, I'm kind of simplifying that. It's not just 3 tags that you'd see, we have a lot more, but just in general, it helps our clients understand it more easily because it's just very simple to understand. So tagging, labeling, very, very important. You have to find the taxonomy to do that. And if we go to the next slide, we'll see that the 4th step, after we have our conversation categorized and labeled, now we can start looking at the trends and looking at the breakpoints. So where do we have more than one conversation breaking? Do you know, sometimes you have this one client calling you and say, hey, look at this conversation and it was horrible. And maybe it was, but maybe it was one of 100,000, right? We're looking for the ones that are consistently happening, because one of 1,000 can always happen. OpenAI just restarted their servers and still did not cache them. I'm kidding, but things happen, and we look for the consistent breaks, specific questions that are Medicore, objections that people have, subliminal or direct, handoffs to human where they shouldn't happen, pricing moments. Maybe people are asking something and they don't know, and then we're categorizing those issues according to their bottleneck stage, like no clear call to action, or there was no follow-up, lead gets called after price, agent ignores the context. All of these things, you read each one of them like, yeah, it happened to me. Yeah, it happened to me. But putting them together and looking at the trends, this is what it's simple, but some things are simple and you just need a lot of work and patience to go into the detail and do that. And then we can structure the chaos. And then we take all of those weird situations and we can look at them as a new data set for analysis. And this is where business intelligence come into point. And if we go to the next slide, once we have an insight of where are the common pitfalls, we can make a simple plan to update or rebuild the agent, update the prompts, redesign the flow, add better fallbacks. By the way, this is, we see that in a lot of builds as a note for ourselves, for the community. Every switch in Closebot has true, false, and then it has a default node. Default node means what happens if all the rest is. People just don't like using that. They're just like, I assume that my conditions were perfect. But just for this example, you have 10% of the conversation that didn't go into one of your expected paths, and you can save it. So that's a great example. And our goal, you can do all of that yourself, but our goal is to, you got some issues, you fix them, you launch next week the new version, not in 2 months or 6 months. And then you can get to those trust. We've seen clients that we show them those analysis and we show them where things go wrong proactively and fix it within a week. There's like, they're let's go to the next slide. So I think I talked about all of these. everybody knows they need to be looking at the conversation, analyze them, but doing it manually, it works if you have the time and patience, and it starts breaking when you take a vacation. You know how it works. You're not there over the weekend, all hell breaks loose. All right.
So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, Ofer, because I think that this is the time to jump into the demo, because I know this is what people have been waiting for. Take us to the promised land, Ofer. How can we automate hundreds and hundreds of hours of manual, painful work that seems to always end up on us as the owners because no one else can do it?
Yeah. So I see we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to take us very quickly. So here's our example. We have this workflow here, one of our classic real estate workflows. I'm not going to go into it, but it's just, looking for lead type and seller, buyer, investor, and a very simple, very powerful bot, and it has done a lot of stuff for us. And then I'm jumping into go high
Hey,
level.
Ofer,
Yeah.
just so you know, I know that we're supposed to end here in 10 minutes, but I promised everyone that we're going to do a Q&A as well, right? For all of those. So I know I'm going to be available for as long as we need to. So as you're going through this, brother, this is why we're here. Take your, show them the magic. Don't skip anything.
Okay. 3 hours later, just kidding. So let's just hop into go high level, and I've got this is like a demo account I prepared. It's part of the snapshot that we have, and this is some context that went through the conversation, and I can, let's take one of them for example. Let me make my screen a little bigger. Hi, welcome to, are you reaching out as a buyer, seller, or an investor? I want a property in Seattle. Thank you for sharing your interest to provide tailored solution. Could you please share your first and last name? Why do you need it? Having your first and last name helps me personalize your property. Can I just tell you what I want? Absolutely, you're welcome. To keep your communication organized, may I have your first and last name? Oh, come on. I understand your hesitation. To ensure I give you a person says, can I have your first and last name? This has happened to you before. So that's an annoying conversation. Then there's a perfect conversation. Everything looks good, booked. The question again is how do we get to see that in automatically without the need to go inside each one of those contacts. So I'm going to switch into my updated list with the Real Wave audit agent. And this gives us, just to start from, a quick overview for each one of the conversation, whether it is successful, incomplete, booked, what was the score of the performance of the funnel, like how far did we go, and what's the quality of the conversation. Like this is the score for the AI. In addition, it tells us if there was a bottleneck. For example, we just saw the lead that didn't provide their first name. What was the bottleneck? And the agent correctly recognized it as an over insistent name capture. And it also comes up with the bottleneck resolution, which is relaxed name requirement, right? In this case,
just looking at this page, this list, as someone that manages thousands of conversations, you just got like, I just felt like peace, a wave of peace go over me, right? Because to have the AI agent identify what the actual problem was and to identify it correctly. I mean, listen, I've tried to do it with VAs. I've tried to do it myself. I mean, the consistency of the data that we're able to generate manually is it's not factual all the time. It's not wrong. It's inconsistent in how good it is.
yeah, exactly. And this is just like 10 leads, but what you have 100,000, where are you going to start? And we start with like an all-up overview of the conversation. But if you're like me, just like I didn't trust the AI, let's see why it got to this conclusion. Because if we take a look, if we want to take this information seriously, we need to be able to verify it and justify it to our clients. So it's not only the results. We designed a system that has audit trail, and it explains to you what it did. So let's take a quick look at that. Every contact that runs through our agent, so it gets those fields that I just showed, like, is it successful? Is it failure? Is it incomplete? Yeah, this is an incomplete conversation. Is human review needed? It marked is for human review because you see someone is onto the AI. We get the performance score, the conversation score, and it gives us a summary of why it was scored like that. The journey stalled early because the bot fixated on collecting the contact's full name and repeated this request 3 times, causing the user to show mild frustration and disengage. No business outcome on Oracle tags were achieved, indicating low business value. So it got it right, right? It categorized as a no outcome reached and an incomplete journey, 0% completion of all the objectives. So it knows how to look at your Closebot and the objectives, and it knows, hey, we didn't get any objective. It's just, oops. It then categorizes it in the what was the bottleneck and what is the bottleneck resolution and why this bottleneck resolution could help you, right? So it tells you it's the rigid insistence on first and last name before addressing the user request. It's called visible annoyance. Oh, come on, and prevented the workload from moving. Can you imagine how much work and thought needs to go into each one of those analyses, and it just does it for you? And then after the agent runs, and by the way, it's a really, really straightforward solution that plugs into your GHL account. And it just, one simple agent running on each one of the conversations. That's everything basically technically that's needed. Of course, it needs to be trained on your bots and your environment, but technically it's very easy to set up and add to your account. It's just a listener. And so I showed you how easy it is to go into your contacts and see the results. But I promised you insight, not only data. How do we see the trends? So what we did, we created a system that allows us to export all of this information. We give you a quick example on how it looks later. So this is the same result set over, I don't know, 2,000 conversations, analyzed and exported into a database. And then exactly the same information, all the analysis, all concentrated, and this gets processed. The bottleneck reasons and the recommendation goes through data warehouse clustering and bucketing, so we can combine it for analysis. And this is what you get eventually. So you can see that out of 1,700 conversations, A1 completed successfully, but 16% did not complete. They're in the middle, halted, 3 failed completely. And this is, I think, the coolest thing of all, an analysis of the most common store reasons. And 37% of the not complete or failed appointment failed because there was an issue with scheduling and availability. Like someone wanted to meet on Tuesday and they didn't have an appointment meeting, or they wanted to meet on Zoom, and so we know why. No response, ghosting, 17%. Maybe it's time to turn on follow-up. Maybe it's time to improve our follow-up sequence.
What do you mean? Do you mean humans will ghost us sometimes? That's not possible.
And we can see in this example a huge amount of cases. 44 people didn't go through because this bot didn't handle time zone properly. You all know there are time zone issues, but it's one of the things that we just, we forget. But hey, you could have had 44 more meetings if you fixed this objective, right? And then you have the 77 other. Like, what is this other? So with like in any other business intelligence dashboard, we allow you to drill down to detail. So when you look at the data, the bottleneck database, and we can see we have like scheduling availability or any of these issues, we can double click them and it will show us the complete list of contacts and the contact ID and everything. And what exactly was the issue, the full analysis, right?
That's amazing. Not just having high level data, but in just 2 clicks, staying true to, to your moniker, be able to get to all of those people that fell into that bottleneck bucket.
And you can see, and then you can see why did we recommend it, and you can see the explanations. The contact explicitly withdrew interest in response to the initial scheduling outreach. We know exactly what happened. It's like we had an analyst, a VA, look at all this conversation and provide the details for us. So, so the dashboard allows us to do that. And one of the things that we designed is a way for our clients not only to look at the information, but also to try and make some of the fixes and upgrades themselves. So they can now go to our RealWave app, select their bot. This is where was our receptionist and appointment, and click analyze. And this would connect to your Closebot account, get all the information about the the bot, the agent, how it's connected, and it will show you all of the issues that can cause these conversion quality. So what you can do, for example, you see one of those issues, several objectives allow up to 99 attempts. This is the first name that we insisted on. So actually, the agent checkup identified it. So if I would have used it to start with, and I would have fixed those issues, we shouldn't have the AI insisting 99 times on a first name. And one of the coolest thing that we just added in the new version, you now have, you see this little chat button here? This is groundbreaking, guys. You can now chat with your bot. Tell me about max attempts. Okay, so it tells me how does max attempts work, best practices recommendation, complex info, setting it too high. Do I have any objectives with high max?
And while Ofer is showing this for y'all that haven't seen this is the RealWave platform that we have created to run on top of Closebot. And for everyone that has been on with us today, you guys are going to get free access into our free level account. And what we've done is included this agent checkup for you guys into here, so that you're able to run your agents and begin to add those checkups. And Ofer, this live conversation with the agents, is this the co-pilot you've been telling us so much about?
Yes, that's the Copilot. And the Copilot lives inside two places. First of all, it lives in your agent checkup. So when you start an agent checkup, the Copilot is automatically hooked up to your agent, so you can talk about it directly. Or you can just go to your new utilities page, and now we have direct access to the Closebot Copilot here. And actually, you can see what I was doing before the meeting. I was using a Copilot to create an avatar and a new persona to the AI audit agent. So I asked it to create a couple of avatars. I didn't like this one. This one is okay. And then I asked it to, hey, can you please create a new persona for me, called Rafa, of course, with the last
There are some copyright issues that you might run into. I'm not sure.
Code, make him professional and funny. So we can see that Copilot, let's get it a little bigger. So Copilot is, it's running tool. So it's created a new persona, Rafa, style. And now if I go to Closebot, agent, should see Rafa somewhere. Hold on, I need to change the view, I think, to search.
While you're doing that, for all of you that are running an agency, you guys are running multiple agents. Can you imagine having a co-pilot that's basically like your little buddy sitting next to you, riding shotgun, that can actually not just, this is not a chat GPT or custom GPT that's going to pump out some stuff for us to copy and paste and stuff like that, but actually be working with your agent and being able to improve your agent. Martin, a little bit earlier, asked us, like, hey, listen, what do we do with this data? How do we improve it? And we're going to go a little bit deeper into that here in a moment, Martin. But the first thing that I want to showcase is then with RealWave and the RealWave Copilot, then the ability to then quickly make changes to our AI agents, converse with our AI agents, create new personas. I mean, this is basically a your professional agent builder inside of this platform, helping you to optimize slash create AI agents on the fly based off of best practices, based off of the information that you're finding, right? Because when you identify the bottlenecks, now you can go talk to your agent about how to fix those bottlenecks, right? How many people think that's exciting? Like this is this revolutionary or what? If you're still with us, please type in yes because well, if you think it is revolutionary, because Kristen says woohoo, Charles says yes, Mara says yes, David yes, Cody yeah, Defo I like that. 1 million. Hell yeah, absolutely, guys. This absolutely changes everything. So that co-pilot with our audit agent together really kind of unlock, really unchain us from the things that have been slowing us down. Number one, having to do this all manually. I think we've all commiserated together on the pain that comes from having to do this manually, on the pain that comes when it's your clients that bring this to you. And then once you identify the freaking problems, well, how the heck are we going to fix them logically and check them and audit them, right? This is exactly what we've put together here for you guys. And
Yeah,
offer so are we ready to switch to what we have for them?
yeah, let's do it.
All right, so everyone knows, or everyone that's here with us, you guys are staying with us. Thank you so much. We're getting really close to our Q&A, but we wanted to do something extra special. So first of all, everyone that's been here with us today, you guys are going to get a free access to our health checkup agent, right? That's going to be sent to you. You're also going to get the framework, the discussion that we've gone through. But you can see that this agent checkup is just the first step. That agent checkup is just kind of looking at Closebot, right? What we wanted to do was to build something and to offer y'all something that was going to completely transform your business, transform your agency, transform the results that you're generating, because we have no doubt, because we've done this time and time again, that you can 5x the results of your agents, right? I know that you guys are already doing great things with Closebot, but there is so much room for improvement and growth. And by the way, this is what separates you from everyone else out there that's saying that they're an AI expert, that they're a chatbot expert, or they're whatever they are. So what we put together was we wanted to give you our full AI agent, right? Beyond just the checkup, the AI agent that's building out the dashboards, the reports, that has the ability to go through and analyze at scale to find the good, the bad, and the ugly through all of it. Not just our Closebot, not just the agent that we built, but what about the automations? What about the human handoffs? What about the training that's taking place so that we can find those issues, those hidden issues that at the moment that we press those buttons, we put our finger on it, really can unleash revenue inside of your funnels, inside of your conversations, and then clear dashboards and reports so you can see it before your clients see it. Or when you're having conversation with your clients, you can be the one that's bringing it up to them. Here's where we're at. This is the state of affair with your employee that's now handling hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours, man hours for you. That last agent offer, that 2,000 plus hours saved, that's literally close to 300 days saved for this one client over a 60-day period. I don't know how you can even fathom that, but in our clients can't. That's why these dashboards and outputs are so important. So you want to go to the next slide and
Yep. Yep.
so we've kind of talked through really the top level, all the things that our audit agent does already, really identifying those key KPIs. And by the way, this is not a one size fit all situation. What Ofer and I do with these AI agents is then to customize them for your conversations, for your business, for whatever, for the AI agent that's working for you, right? And so while we have best practices of what the top level KPIs, it's all then customized to fit your specific flow and workflow so that we can drill down at different levels and views, just like Ofer just showed us here a moment ago in the dashboards, and being able to look at it. It's like, okay, well, anyone else having this problem? Oh, look, 17 other people had this problem. Okay, well, who were those 17 people? And be able to one click, be able to see exactly what's taking place so you can prioritize the changes that you want to make. And not just be able to prioritize, make the changes, but then to have the tools that you need to quickly make those changes. Next slide, sir. All right. So who wants to see what we put together for y'all? Right? Is it okay if we add a little bit more value here at the end? Right? Because what we've done with Bryce's blessing and for the community, we wanted to do something that was really unique for y'all. And so this is only for you guys are on the phone call now. This is only going to be available today. So we're going to have a little bit of a follow-up, but like you have to take action now because what we're doing is for Closebot community members only. We are going to be building these custom AI audit agents for your business, right? Not only that, now you guys just saw everything that came with that, right? The ability to build the dashboards, to find the bottlenecks, to be able to identify them, communicate them, and be able to begin to plan out your fixes. But we're also going to include 3 months of real wave agency. Now, Real Wave Agency, we only got to see a couple of the tools in there today, but the one that you guys got to see today, which is just absolutely incredible, is the Copilot. Nothing like this exists, y'all. There is nothing like this in the GHL world, in the assistable world, in any of the other AI agents that are out there, right? With Real Wave and Closebot, we have a true Copilot agent that you can converse with your agents, make changes to your agents, create new agents, improve them with just a few clicks. Things that we didn't get to discuss today, but we'll probably have the opportunity to discuss at other webinars, is that all the other tools that are inside of RealWave. Some of y'all are already on the RealWave platform and that you know about the marketing tools that we've created in there to help you generate VSLs, presentations, scripts, Facebook ads, everything that you need to sell your agents, but not only that, to support your clients. Because for some of y'all, you're not just AI agent agency. Some of y'all are also running ads. Some of y'all are creating these scripts, and we're providing all of these tools, which Ofer, you have to make me the promise that we're going to be able to do another webinar together and focus just on the marketing tools, because while this is mind-blowing, marketing tools are just as mind-blowing, and you guys get all of that for 3 months inside of the system. And here's the best part. You get 2 strategy sessions with our team, because not only, obviously, this is a fully customized process where you're going to you get a strategy session with our team on the front end to make sure that we're setting up the agent as you need it to, and really figure out what your pains are. What is the problems that you're facing? Really connect the tech and launch it correctly so that we can begin to track it. But then imagine after we've run for at least 30 days of data, and for some of us, it might be a little bit longer, just depending on the conversations that we're having. But once we've had enough data, to then have a meeting with us again to be able to identify what the challenges are, or what we found in that process and how to make those fixes quick and help you guys generate quick wins for yourself and for your clients, right? And so at the end, this is designed to drastically speed up your results, to be able to analyze hundreds or thousands of conversations, be able to begin to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I know that that's a kind of simplification. You saw how much deeper it can go. But at the end of the day, this is what we're looking for, because this is where the money's at, and give you guys the opportunity to 5x the results that you're generating with your agents, right? This isn't what we're offering to you guys today is not a course. This is not a template. This is not some school account that you're gonna have to jump into and do this all yourself. This is a done for you service. That's what Ofer and I specialize in. We specialize in that next level of support, right? This is such a great community. We're a bunch of doers in here, but there's sometimes to tap other people in. And when it comes to this type of business intelligence, you can't tap someone better than Ofer into this, right? So take me to the next slide, Ofer, please. So and we kind of covered this already, but just to go over it one more time, everything that's included is the full custom setup of this AI agent, is 3 months of Real Wave agency tier, and all of the strategy sessions to make sure that you guys get this, right? And so if you were to try to put this all together, next slide, please. Right? What would be the cost of this? Okay. So for you guys that are selling custom AI agents, I hope you're charging what you're worth, because our custom agents are built usually in the $10,000 and up range. And it's not just a simple agent. We're building everything that goes along with it, all of the automations, reporting, the depth that you're getting to see today. So an agent alone for us to set it up is usually $10,000. The Real Wave, this is a $595 a month that you're getting 3 months of to get access to the Copilot, all of the extra tools. This is a value of $1785, including the Copilot and the extra tools that we have available, as well as the strategy sessions, which offer. We put in $2,000, but I know your time is worth more than that. And our team's time is worth more than that, because we're not just solving little problems. We're solving the problems that actually generate revenues. And last but not least, $1,000 for the dashboards and reporting. I know you guys know how valuable this is, how difficult it is to get. $1,000 for this doesn't cover what it really takes to do to build actual business intelligence dashboards that generate intelligence, not data that you can take action on. And conservatively, this is easily worth $15,000 to $20,000, right? And frankly, guys, this is what we do offer it for other companies. We get to speak to some really big companies that are trying to solve big problems. And we charge this much for them to consult with us, for us to build these AI agents and to help them build the strategy on how we're going to improve. Why are people willing to pay $20,000 for this? The reason why people are willing to pay $20,000 for this is that small improvements, incremental improvements across our KPIs and our objectives can turn into hundreds of thousands of dollars of revenue made, of return investment on ad spend, all across the board, on employee time. I mean, if you think about the hundreds of hours that you would need to spend to try to audit an agent, even if you were paying VAs to do it, right? It's absolutely incredible. But of course, we're not charging that. We're here to support the community. This is all about doing something really special for Closebot and helping a lot of you guys that are already generating success take it to the next level. And so, Ofer, why don't you take me to the next page real quick so we can tell them what we're doing this for? Because we decided today, the full build out of this custom agent for yourself, or maybe it's for one of your clients, or maybe it's for one of your companies, right? But to be able to implement this process into the system, be able to take advantage of all of the tools and get 3 months worth of these tools that are going to absolutely blow your mind. That alone, it's almost the whole price of this. Sessions with ours. Now, this isn't for everybody, and this is important, right? Listen, everyone's going to walk away with access to our free RealWave account so you can start working and playing with it. But if you're someone that's already generating leads and conversations that are flowing through, and it doesn't matter how many it really is, what matters is how valuable these conversations are, right? That's the importance. That's the metric that I think about, Ofer. It's not, is it 1,000 conversations or is it 100 conversations? My question is, how much is that worth to you when it closes? Because those incremental fixes can have huge, huge benefits. So if you have leads that are coming through, if you suspect that your funnel might be leaking money, right? Or that there might be some good, ugly, or I'm sorry, some bad and ugly that you know it's there, but you've been kind of ignoring it because you're so happy with the good, and you want a data-driven improvement solution, this is for you, okay? This is not ideal for you if you're just getting started. If you're just getting started and you don't have an AI agent yet, we'd have other solutions that available. But probably the best place for you to start is in that free account that we're giving everyone because there's so much more in there, right? If you haven't launched an AI agent yet, this is not for you. Okay. In either case, we do want to provide. If that sounds like you, we still have goodies for you. We still want you to be part of our community as well because there's a lot of growth that we can do together. But today is all about this AI agent audit. And so, Ofer, I'm going to share my screen real quick, or actually, should we go ahead and drop this link in here for everybody? If you believe that you fit the bill and you could generate more revenue by improving the effectiveness of your AI agents, seriously, imagine automating the process to be able to get 5 to 10x greater, right? We want you to be one of those that's getting in here because we're only doing this 5 folks on this phone call. I think that there's right now 37 folks on the call today. And guys, this isn't fake limit for scarcity, but it's because we really want to pick the right folks to really generate some great results that we can share back with the community. Number one. Number two, this is a full custom process. You're going to get to work with our team directly to implement this just for you. This isn't a one size fit all situation. Okay. And so because of that, we're only doing it for 5 folks, and you can get all of it today right in here inside of this page. I'm actually going to showcase this page here real quick, Ofer. I'm going to share my screen if you can stop sharing your screen for a moment. And can you see my screen, brother?
Yep.
Awesome. When you guys get here, all you have to do is click right here. Yes, I want the audit agent implementation, because what's going to happen is when you get this audit agent implementation, it's going to be $2,500 due today, exactly how we said, but you're going to get 3 months of our RealWave software, our Copilot, our marketing tools, all of our templates, all of our agents, which we didn't get a chance to go over through today, but don't worry guys, we'll have other opportunities. And if you join, you're gonna get your handheld through all of this. You get all of this for free for 3 months. If you decide to keep it after that, after 3 months, it is $599 a month. But at that moment, you're either gonna know if you can 10x, 100x that investment for you, yourself, and your clients. And I feel 100% confident if you have leads coming in and if you're making real offers, that yes, you can get that type of return on investment, right? And all you have to do is put in your information in. Look, Ofer, it even remembered my credit card already in there. And jump in now while you can. As I said, this is going to be for the first 5 folks that come in. After that, we're going to put it on hold so that we have the opportunity to share with folks, or actually to launch these agents, be able to get them to generate the value of these agents. You've seen what's possible. That your call to action now is to take action. Be one of the ones that's taking advantage of this technology. If you have the leads, let's make more sales together, right? Wow, Ofer, before we jump into the Q&A, anything else you'd like to say on this incredible offer that you've put together for everyone?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to see the adoption grows, and we see amazing results. And the more conversation we have run into the system, we have our AI learn better and better. So hopefully, with a bigger audience, we can even improve it as a community effort, and just looking down the line at what we can do in the future.
Yeah, amen. And so for you guys who are asking, there's still room to jump into this AI agent. For those of you that it's not the right fit just yet, don't worry. We're going to follow up with everyone and make sure you have access to our free account. Make sure you have the framework that we've gone through today. Make sure you even have the recordings from today, and hopefully that'll be supportive for you guys. Right? Here's a Kristen says she doesn't see the link. Here is the link. And so, just going back here to the presentation.
Go all the way down, yeah.
Yeah, here we are. So, we're almost at our Q&A. We're going to stay on. I know we're going to stay on and answer everyone's questions. So please feel free to start jumping into the chat and asking any questions that you have, anything at all. Even if this is not right for you and you don't, and it's not this is not the right opportunity. That's okay. We're here together. We're here to help. But for those of you guys that this is the thing that you know you're missing this, you need to go ahead and take action now. Go to audit.realwave.com. You'll be able to onboard with us, set up your agent, and we're going to schedule your initial strategy session so that you can get launched and started, right? And so, with that said, we've made it all the way to the Q&A. I know that we're an hour and 25 minutes in. Guys, if you let us, Ofer and I would go for 3 hours presenting to y'all because this community has given so much to us. Bryce and Closebot have given so much to us. I've learned so much from y'all in the group. Everyone that's posting their ahas in the group, everyone that's sharing their success in the group. Thank you, thank you. And because of that, we're going to keep staying on. We're going to stay on until we answer everyone's question in here. And if you can start typing them in, if you're still with us, any questions that you have. The spreadsheet, guys, that spreadsheet is not something that we can share. That's generated by our AI agent. Our audit AI agent is creating that spreadsheet. We will be sharing our framework, a PDF for our framework and process, as well as a free account. Mohanad, I feel you, brother. I can imagine why you want to have that agent or those spreadsheets, but this is part of the solution. Joseph says when? After this phone call, after the webinar's done, we're going to be doing the follow-up and making sure everyone has free access to all those things. Another question. Ben Stanley asked earlier on in the game, he says, if you're just starting your business or relaunching the business, how do you recommend us training our bots to give it our voice and be able to increase sales? Ofer, do you want to take a moment and show some of the extra tools that we have for everyone that's joining us on the Pro and above that can answer some of those questions?
Yeah, sure. But let me find my Zoom window. Yes. So do you want me to take over sharing?
Yeah, do it.
All right.
Because this is a great question. And this gives us a quick opportunity while other people are putting questions in to get to see a little bit more about what's happening inside of Closebot, right? Because inside of Closebot, inside of RealWave, not only do we have the whole audit process we've been discussing today, but we have full marketing agents available to help you generate the copy, the personas, everything that you need to improve your agents.
So let's take a look at the agent checkup. The agent checkup is one of the key components here because it allows us to look into any one of our Closebot agents and ask specific questions about it. I want this bot to convert better. What do I need to do? Right? Analyze. And then we have two agents basically looking at the workflow from two different perspectives. One is from the executive perspective, the all up view, and one of them is from more of the technical side. So when we look at the actual list of suggestion, we can see that now they're focusing on conversion, efficiency, and business value, and maybe not technical issues like we've seen by default. So this is us redirecting the agent to give us the answers that we need. So for example, in this view, we, like many times, we just start with the objectives, collect first name, last name, and hey, this is critical. Jumping straight into data collection from the start node misses a big chance to sell the value, right? So tell me about the business, tell me about the offer before starting to collect information from me. So this is something people forget a lot, but the agent can help you get an insight into what's missing, and you can go ahead and add it. So for example, in this case, it's saying starting with the long interrogation vibe can spike off, drop off before you qualify, because in this workflow, it's just like question after question after question, right? So we need to be able to break it down into something that's more humane. And then it goes on and on. It understands what are the pitfalls because we trained the checkup agents on our experience over hundreds of clients and things that we know always go wrong or sometimes go wrong. So the agent is trained with that and it knows what to look for. So you're welcome to just use that. And some of our users, we can see they build a new workflow, they run it time after time after time. They run it, they fix, they run it, they fix until they get no more answers. And also, if you're working with a VA or someone, you can also, export the checklist, and it will just create a task list for your VA and what they need to solve in order to make it better. So instead of wasting an hour doing that, just automatic. And of course, as I showed you before, you can go ahead and chat with your agent. But here's one of the things we learned. It's not only about the agent and its technical abilities. It's also about how you work with your clients to explain the value of the agent and to lower the objections. And you can do that by going into our marketing content creator. Again, we can select the same.
All of you guys that stayed this long, you guys are smart because you're getting to see things that we didn't get to cover during the real time. And this marketing AI agent is the answer for so many of the problems that we face in our community as agencies or as businesses that are trying to figure out how to set up the marketing correctly, the verbiage, the personas, that training, just like Ben Stanley asked earlier.
Yeah, and these tools are all just available straight away from the RealWave Pro Agent Suite. Basically, the Pro Agent Suite, we built it for ourselves. But started about a year ago. This doesn't help for some reason. And then we were using it constantly for our projects and for our customers. And then just a few months ago, we decided to release some of that to our users and our community. So now people that use the Pro Agent Suite have the same access to the great tools that we have internally. And the AI marketing agent, it takes a little bit time because it's scrolling the web and looking at competition. It's looking at what other agents are doing, and it's working on analyzing what would be a perfect target audience for an agent like this in order to customize the recommendations. As you know, they say know your audience, and according to the audience, you would like to optimize your messaging.
We got to give it time to do his work.
Yeah, I'm just working on the wrong server. Yeah, I was working on my own private setup, and I didn't understand why it didn't work for me, but now I do. So I moved to the realwave.com environment, and now it should work properly. Hopefully.
Yeah, as we're continuing to demo the marketing agent inside of RealWave, guys, please feel free to keep putting your questions in inside the chat. I'm monitoring here. We want to make sure to answer any and all questions you guys have about your agents, about your business. No holds bars. This is us, 100% transparency. Uh, please, anything that you'd like to know about.
There we go. You see, sometimes agents take their time. Sometimes they're delayed. I should run the audit agent right after to see why it's taking so long.
There you go.
Yeah, but I always say I'm always demoing live systems, and sometimes they don't behave as you expect them, right? Like with kids or with dogs. Every time you want to show how your kids do something to your guests, they will not do that. So hopefully we don't have any issue.
So Craig asks, the audit agent will continue to work on the 599 plan after the trial, and that's correct. It does require our agency level a real wave account, but at that point, either there's an incredible value for it, and it's going to be worth 5x to 10x that for you, or you can stop and not use it. Right? At the end of the day, we know we need babysitters. We need babysitters for our AI agents because at any given time they can fail us. Here's another great question: does agency level include unlimited sub accounts?
Yes.
Guys, this is huge. Did you just hear that? Imagine being able to connect to unlimited sub accounts inside of your agency and being able to implement all of these tools. Malo says, boom. Yeah, bro. Absolutely. This is, it's really quite incredible. And frankly, as an agency that runs Closebot, I don't know how I would run Closebot without having these additional tools supporting me, right? Because the more successful we are, and I told Bryce that earlier, I was like, Bryce, this is your fault. The more successful that you make us with your AI agents, the actual more work I have to do to keep an eye on them because it's having more conversations, it's doing more things. We're implementing them in ways that we might have never even imagined about in the past. But being able to do that and being able to audit them, being able to talk to my agents, be able to make changes, really, I mean, streamlines the process. And I don't know if you heard this, Ofer, but it's been predicted that the first unicorn billion-dollar company with one employee is going to be born here in the next 12 to 36 months because of all the automations and AI agents that we have. And frankly, while maybe I'm not going to be a billion-dollar company, and maybe some of the folks on this call, we're not billion-dollar companies. Imagine having multi-million-dollar agencies that are being run by 2 to 3 people without having to have 40 employees, right? And so you can see here, I can see offer that the AI agent identified who the target market was for us, right? And we kind of skipped through that a little bit real quick. But then here's where we are able to then interact with our agent to build out all sorts of collateral strategy and information. And going back to Ben's question is, we want to be able to build all of the supporting the marketing support necessary that's feeding this pre-framing the conversations our AI agents may be having. Even the ability to create presentations in Gamma, you can see that here. I don't know if for those of you guys that know Gamma, you probably recognize that we used Gamma today on the presentation. It's one of my favorite tools out there right now, very inexpensive. But imagine one-click generating presentations, websites, landing pages, white papers. It's absolutely awesome. And I know you're just creating all this stuff right now, including objection handling. How should we handle objections? Do you think all this information might be helpful for your AI agents in turning them into, instead of chatbots, but into sales agents, 100%. And as you're downloading that, Ofer, I think one of the other tools that answers this question for Ben is also your knowledge base builder. We didn't jump into that, but we have a full knowledge base builder inside of RealWave to be able to then gather all this information and create knowledge bases that actually make sense to AI. That's one of the
Yeah.
big challenges that we have. We think we're training AI, but we have to learn how to speak their language, how to organize information in such a way that the AI gets it, right? And so, and to be clear, agency level includes pro level tools, right? The whole enchilada, my friend. Upgrading today and taking action on this, you're going to get 3 months of this. You're going to get the full agent build out in every tool inside of the RealWave universe that we are using. We built this to improve our agents, and you've seen the results that we've generated. We love sharing our case studies. I hope it never comes across as bragging, even though a little humble self-bragging. We all deserve to do that, you guys. So please share your success stories in the group. But I share the success stories and offer, I know you do too, it's because it's a testament to the platforms we're getting to work with, the people in our community, what's possible, what's able to be done. Um, and we built this to improve that, to make it easier. So check out Ofer. Tell us a little bit about what you're showing us here. What did this AI agent do for us?
Yeah, I'm just commonly, and by the way, browsing through 9 fully crazy created packets of marketing information. For example, it created the Instagram ads for this agent. So it gives us the strategy for the campaign, the full ad set, some suggestions for images. We're using the newest Nano Banana to do the creation for you, the before and after, like everything done for you. This was like the Instagram ads. This is the Facebook ads optimized for the Facebook channel. This is the objection handling. This will show you and your team when you sell your agent, when you speak with your clients about the agents, how to quantify the ROI, how to make the offer, how to educate, how to reframe, and how to highlight the differentiation. And this is designed for you, for your workflows, for your business. It was just generated for me, personalized for my agent and for the audience I just selected. So these,
And this can be used not just for agents. We have the opportunity to scrape websites with
yeah,
this. We have the opportunity to put in our own information. You know that objection handling offer is one of the most powerful tools. So I actually use the objection handling that we generate into my knowledge bases. And it's one of the most powerful things that I do for my agents. And I loved how you put into it, or like you noticed the first moment was to empathize, was to recognize and empathize, right? And when you add that one little twist into your AI agents, you will be surprised of what happens, right? This is the first step that I do in all of my agents to make sure that the AI agent is always recognizing and empathizing where that person is in the conversation at the moment, not just treating it like a conveyor belt and just saying, "Oh, my wife died last week. Congratulations. Would you like to schedule a call?" When you say recognize and empathize, it'll catch that, right? What else you got in here, Ofer?
uh, so you mentioned the knowledge base builder. So if you want to build a knowledge base based off your website to Closebot, that's a new, just type your website here. You can crawl just the front page or inner pages, click generate knowledge base, and we will go and crawl and scrape and do all the dirty work for you. Analyze, summarize, and then build the knowledge base according to the Closebot best practices on how to build a knowledge base. And all you have to do finally is click deploy to Closebot, and it's done. It's already deployed into Closebot. This is just an example.
Why don't
Or
you show us a little bit of, well, show us what you're going to show us, but the agent library is something that I think people should see as
oh,
well.
yeah,
If you have a
absolutely.
moment.
So the agent library is where our special agents are being made available to the community. and we have both Closebot agents and combination of GHL workflows and API and Closebot agents. For example, one of our latest releases was the self-selling agent, the next generation, and this is an agent that basically helps you sell your agency and itself to clients by mimicking uh, the client that is looking at the demo. So if
Ofer, I just got an emergency message going on here.
yeah,
And that is that my chat is not texting everyone. It's stuck on host and panelist. So I haven't been able to put in the link. I'm putting in the link and people are not getting it.
oh
Uh,
my,
can you
so
go to
first
the
of all,
chat and copy and paste the audit.realwave? I
yeah,
do
of course.
not know why. I don't
Yeah,
have the permissions,
hold on, chat, host and panelist. Yes,
but we want to do it for everyone. Can you
yeah,
post for everyone?
yes, everyone. There we go.
Thank you. I do not know why I can't do it for everyone, but that's okay. So, guys, if you haven't gotten it yet, uh, this is Ofer. This is why we still have room available at the moment right now.
Yep,
Um,
didn't.
the link wasn't going out. Don't you love that, guys? So, Ofer just put it in here. That means that we still have the 5 spots available. There's 29 people still on the call right now. You guys can be the ones to take advantage of this. We will be following up with all our promised goodies and bonuses for everybody. But guys, be honest for yourself. When was the last? Kristen says signed up. Yeah, Kristen, thank you. You know, when was the last time you really gave your agent a full, real checkup? For most of us, it might have been never, right? Because we're creators. We're so good at creating something. This is a whole different world. It's all about sustaining, right? In improving. And so it doesn't usually fall into our regular wheelhouse or what we're really like what we love to do. We love to create. Well, guys, this is your opportunity to be able to offload that work and let our agents and let us do that fixing for you. Because if your agents had feelings, and they don't yet, FYI, even though they might seem like they do, they would want you to click this. They would want you to join us on this because it gives you the opportunity to let them shine, let them do what they're best do. They were made to do, which is to engage, support, qualify, book, and close. And that's why it's called Closebot, right? It's all about making these babies sell. And here is that link. Ofer put it in there. Thank you, buddy. I don't know why my webinar chat didn't have the right permissions on here, but that's how it goes. All right, guys. I can see questions, and we've gotten some great questions. We're having people starting to sign up. Thank you so much. Again, it's going to be for the first 5. So you guys are still with us. You get the first crack bite at the apple because this is the opportunity for you guys to increase the results, 5x, 10x results. And at the end of the day, after this webinar, you really have 2 options. And I know you've heard this before, but it's so freaking true. You can have received all of this wonderful information today, even get access to all of our free tools. But then when you leave here, you can either just go back to what you were doing before and not take an action, which is not only costing it's not only costing you untold man hours and stress and pain when it comes to managing your agents and clients, or you can take action, right? And take care of these leaky buckets. They're not just draining your money, but they're draining your energy. They're draining your time. They're they're draining your genius because people like us, you know, of creating, we're moving to the next thing. Right? We need that integrator support on the back end. We need the fine tune, they'll sell. So I think that we've answered a lot of the questions. I am really looking forward to follow up with folks, getting people access to all of the great tools that we have. Again, that questions, please type them in now. We're coming up close to the 2 hour mark. And so we want to be respectful of everyone's time. But as I promised, we were to stay here until we answered every questions that you may have. Kristen says, thank you. You're so welcome. Thank you for the interaction, the questions. Offer, any words of encouragement or piece of advice that you'd like to give folks? These agent builders, our tribe of folks, as they're out there in the trenches
Yeah,
building amazing agents.
I think, I'm a little not objective because it's our product, but I think that first of all, the more we go forward with AI, the more it's successful, the more people onboard more and more agents, not only booking agents, but sales agents and CRM agents and MCP and whatever, then the AI has more responsibility. And as you outsource more responsibility, you give up more control. So what we're trying to do here is basically uh, leave the control in our hands, be able to outsource, delegate, but under a leash. And I think that whatever you do, take this into account um, as you're building your next generation of agents. How do you control the quality? How do you control the narrative? And most important, how do you report to your clients what you're getting from the system? What's the ROI? What's the quality? And as you learn how to do that, you have a better way to compete with other agencies that can't tell their clients, hey, this is where things go wrong. This is how we solve them. This is how we tackle measurement. So this is a competitive differentiator that for me, it helps tremendously when I show a new prospect lead, like how we can analyze their campaign after the fact.
Yeah.
They see the reports, they see the KPIs, it's like, yeah, that's what I want. I don't care about your prompting hacks. Show me the money. And and this is showing them that we speak in their language. We understand this is part of life, and we know.
Yeah, 100%. Kristen asked, am I going to be able to add my team members into my agency account?
Yes.
Guys, this is huge. Did you hear that? For all of you guys that are upgrading today, we're also going to add, you're going to be able to add your team members at no additional cost into the agency account. You get unlimited sub accounts. You get our audit agent that we're doing that we're implementing today done for you. This is not one more job that you have to do for yourself. This is stuff that we're doing for you. And so, with that said, Ofer, this has been a great presentation. We're going to follow up with everyone, make sure everyone got the link for it. But for parting words for me, right, I just want to say y'all are in the right place. This is an incredible community. We're so fortunate to be all part of the Closebot family. The platform that Bryce and Laura and the rest of the team have been working tirelessly on for us is absolutely incredible. And we have we have a ridiculous opportunity to make money in ways that no one could up to now. We have agents making 7 figures as we speak. And this is something, if we can do it, if I can do it, you can do it. We have the same tools, we have the same capabilities. And with this, with what Offer has been able to put together for us with RealWave, with these audit agents, we can really accelerate our ability to succeed, right? And so don't stay static. Take action, keep moving. The rest of the world is trying to catch up with us, and they won't be able to as long as we keep moving forward. We have a heck of an advantage and a head start. And it only gets bigger when we start implementing some of these bigger tools, right? So again, thank you so much. Milo says, thank you guys. Awesome. Mohanad says, thank you guys for this great opportunity. You guys are awesome. Joseph says, thank you. I'll keep an eye out for the follow-up. Milo gives a big thumbs up. Kristen says, thank you. Man, this has been absolutely amazing. With that said, guys, please, thank you. Wishing you a happy Thursday, and I can't wait to be able to work together on this.
Thank you. Thank you, Bryce. Thank you, Rafa. See you guys soon.
Bye, everyone.